What it do? Black at y'all ass again, baby. Man. Let's talk about it, y'all. Is it really worth it? Is it really worth it? Is it really worth it? What do you mean, Lewis? Is what really worth it? Listen to me, man. If you got a job, if you have a job and you're working on this job, and let's say the job pays $12 an hour. Say your job pays you $12 an hour, and a problem comes up at work. It's above your head, out of your pay grade, not really your problem, but it happens in your vicinity. What do? Do you make an executive decision? Do you walk away? Do you tell someone? These are questions. These are questions that they ask you on job applications. And for all intents and purposes, answer those questions correctly. Okay. So, for example, I was looking at a story about a security guard, allegedly a security guard who was killed at work. Worked at a gym, a couple of guys in there tripping out. He putting them out, and the guys end up stomping on him, and he died from his injuries, allegedly. Now, the reason I use this particular incident, for example, is because I got the footage. So before I get into the footage, right, I'm gonna say this. I have experience with security. I've worked security for over 12 years. Almost without incident. I've had maybe 3 incidents in 12 years. I've been a head security guard. I've been just a regular security person. I've worked security detail. I've done concerts. I've done clubs, bars, events. I've done parties. I've done escorts. I've done a lot when it comes to security. Private parties, private clubs. I've done a lot when it comes to security. Never carried a gun. Never carried a gun. Not one time. And it's possible to work without carrying a gun. You have to respect everybody in order to get that same respect in return. Now, I'm going to get to a lot of stuff in this live right here, but we're going to start with the security guard footage. Now, I'm going to roll that beautiful beam footage so you can see it, guys. Hold on.
A security guard at a gym in Mesquite handed him.
Mesquite. Let's watch it again. Let's watch it one more time. I want everybody to pay attention to it. Just watch it one more time. There you. Pushing. They're jumping. 3-on-1.
A security guard at a gym in Mesquite ended up.
Fair use. Now let's unpack that, guys. Let's unpack that. Let's unpack that video, guys. So we have an incident. Guy's at work. He's a security guard. And he's escorting these three gentlemen out. Three younger gentlemen, younger than himself, look like. I don't know. Age really doesn't matter in this situation. I'm gonna give you my summary first. And then we're gonna unpack the whole thing because it ain't that serious to me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna unpack it step by step, but I'm gonna give you my summary off the top. So the way I see that should have never happened. It was 3-on-1. Number one, I feel like the security guard should have called for help. Simply because he didn't know what was going to happen and the situation was tense. He should have called for his help. And if he was working alone, he should have been either in front of them or far enough behind them without pushing anybody, because he pushed the kid and they jumped him. So, I'm not justifying anything. I'm not justifying the attack that happened to him. I'm simply unpacking what I just saw. He should have called for help, had someone help him escort those guys out of there. And it would have been a little bit safer because the numbers would have been more even. 1-on-3 is not very even. Kind of cowardly of those guys to, stomp him out like that. Excuse my my colorful language there, but it was kind of cowardly how they did him, But hey, this is the streets. Even though they were in the gym, this is the streets. Streets don't got no love for nobody. You know what I'm saying? The street don't love nobody, if you feel what I'm saying. So back to the video. So as I break it down from beginning to end, it didn't really come in on what they were doing. It came in on the officer putting them out. So the officer putting the guys out, they having words, they exchanging words, they tongue wrestling, they face fighting, what I'm talking about? They up there just jaw jacking with each other. And, words got exchanged. And Big Boy felt like, hey, get out of here. Like right now, But he pushed the guy like onto the other section, of the gym. So he opened the door, they're talking to each other. He pushes the guy and excuse me, hold on. He pushes the guy and after he pushed him, dude breaks up on him like, what? I know you ain't just, what I'm saying? I know you ain't push me. You feel me? I got my two homeboys right here. You gonna push me? You by yourself? You feel me? That's the mentality that these young guys had. And it's not a gang mentality. That's a survival tactic. When you're young, this is just an example. This is just for teaching purposes. This is alleged. This is entertainment. This is just to go over what we're covering right here. This is an example. So when you're young and it's you and your boys or you and your guys or whatever, and y'all go out somewhere, when you leave, we're coming back together. Like if we all meet up at one location, hey, we're going to the gym, you know what I'm saying? It's us three. So at the end of the day, us three coming back. We're gonna stick together no matter what happens, so we can all make it back home safely. And this is what they did. They stuck together. Unfortunately, the security guard was, I like to call them the overzealous security guards. You ever went to the club and the club got rules and they might have a rule like don't have a drink on the floor or don't stand in a certain area, and then the security guard may see somebody violating that rule and right then hey man, get that drink off the floor. He all abrasive with you, aggressive with you, not knowing how many guys with you, not knowing if you strapped, not knowing if your boys is strapped. He's just a top flight security guard, and he's doing his job, making $12 an hour, guys. Let's not forget what I started this out with. These guys are making $10 to $12 an hour. Sometimes they make more, depending on the job or depending on, the event or the arena, meaning the place that you're doing the security at, they may have a certain standard that they pay all their guys, and you may not be one of those guys, but you'll still, reap the benefits of what they earn. So I feel like the security guard was at fault. I know ain't nobody. This is an unpopular thing to say, but I've worked security. So this is my experience speaking. I've done it for more than 12 years, really more than 15 years. You know what I'm saying? Because I started before my kids were born. And so in my experience, working clubs, bars, different events, I may have had to escort maybe 3 people out. I remember one incident. There was a guy at the bar. He was betting on the game and buying the rounds, right? He was buying the rounds. He lost the bet, so he had to buy everybody's drink. So the waitress came to me and she said, hey, we got a guy over here, and he's not paying his tab, and he's being rude to the waitresses. So I'm like, okay, point him out. She pointed him out. I approached him. Sir, you have a tab. We need you to pay your tab, and we need you to leave the premises. I'm paying it. Just a little attitude. I expected that because, who wants to be put out of a bar? So I respected the man. I did not badger him. After I made my initial statement, I told him, pay your tab, and then you have to leave. I'm paying it. He grumbled or whatever. So as he's going for his wallet, I back up off of the man because I had approached him like right next to him, and he was arguing with other people. They calmed down. He was still yapping. I told him what I said. He made a reply, and then he began to take care of his tab. So he was still being rude to the waitress, but she provoked it. I didn't see the initial, but I saw it when I got there. He was paying his tab. She was being rude to him. Now, he was being rude already. So they were being rude to each other. I wasn't worried about that. My job is to protect the waitress and the patrons of the bar from any type of incident. So, he pays his tab and he's like, well, I'm going to the bathroom. I'm like, no, you're not. You're going out the door, sir. You can go to the restroom at your home when you leave here, like that. So he's like, I'm going to the bathroom. Grabbed him by the back of his shirt as he was walking past me, grabbed him by the back of his shirt, turned him around, yanked him a little bit, took him straight out the door. The man hit the ground. He hit the ground. Cops arrested him for PI, public intoxication. I felt bad. I felt bad that the guy got a public intoxication all because he didn't want to leave the bar. Had he just paid his tab and left, I wouldn't have grabbed him and threw him, which I really didn't try and throw him. Once I got to the door, he was trying to like push back on me. So I just used a little strength, and the guy hit the door, flew out the door, missed the step, and hit the ground. And it's like, I stood there for a second. The police officer looked up at me, looked down at the guy, picked him up, cuffed him, stuffed him. Public intoxication. And the guy was white. I have to say that. Because white people have laws that other people don't have to go by. You may disagree, but ask yourself this. Is racism real? Does racism exist? Ask yourself. Okay. So back to this guy, the security guard here that we were just watching. And so he pushed the guy, As he was taking him out of the door, he pushed the guy. It's 3. They look like they're fairly athletic guys. He's a little overweight or whatever. And once they get to the door, he pushes the last guy. It's 3 of them. So the first one walks out, the next one walks out, and then the last guy, he pushes him out. So once he pushes the guy out, immediately turns around like, why are you pushing me? Don't push me. You don't know me like that, bro. Don't put your hands on me now. Don't put your hands on me. And then it escalated. So now I got my 2 boys with me. We ride or die because we all rode here together. So I'm pretty sure they all in the same car. And they jumped him. And he hit the floor. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Video is not very clear about the attack. It shows some parts of the attack. It doesn't show the complete attack. I'm pretty sure they have security surveillance that has a better footage than what I just got offline, because I wanted to talk about this because sometimes it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. A $12 job ain't worth losing your life. Working a $12 job ain't worth losing your life, man. Trust me. You make $12 an hour, $13 an hour. It's not worth losing your life, man. There's no amount of money. This is my opinion. There's no amount of money that's worth my life or any of my loved ones' life. Now, you may feel like, well, I give you $500,000 for that child. You may feel like that. And guess what? If your God lets you feel like that, then more power to you. But the way my God set up, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. You can't put a price tag on life. It's priceless. Not for all the tea in China. Not for all the tea in China. So it ain't worth it, guys, to take your job more serious than your life. You take your job more serious than your health. You take your job more serious than God. You take your job and you hold it to the highest standard, because this is how you earn your money. This is how you earn your living. But I'm telling you, it's not worth it, guys. A $12 an hour job is not worth it, guys. For that man to lose his life because he pushed those guys, or he pushed that guy. I'm not gonna say anything that's not true. I'm not gonna slander anybody's name. That's not what I'm here for. I'm not here for that. I'm here to inform, educate, and try and help people along with finding their purpose and gaining opportunity that's going to lead to success. So I'm chopping it up with y'all about this, but I got way more stuff. So a $12 an hour job cost him his life. This is my opinion. You know what I'm saying? It may not be a very popular opinion, but it's my opinion. And after I watch this video and break it down and break it down and break it down, it's like, why did he push him? Before the push, he was talking to them. They were talking to him. I don't like you. You don't like me. But he never called for backup. He never put himself in a safe position. He never isolated them. You feel what I'm saying? He tried to embarrass those guys in a gym full of people. And, I'm going to just talk black for a second. You don't embarrass no black person in no crowd. You might get a reaction that you don't want. I promise you, you might get a reaction that you don't want. Real talk. So he pushed the guy. They jumped in between the attack and I guess, paramedics or whatever coming to the scene. Don't know how it really happened, but the news reported that the guy lost his life. Don't know much details about it. I just feel like, which I really don't need to know any details about it because I've been a security guard and I'm watching the footage. So I trust my own instincts and I trust my own intelligence enough to know that I can break this video down and, find the root cause of what happened. And, I'm fully capable of doing that. So he pushed the guy and that's what set it off. I mean, had I been that security guard, I would have done it totally different. 3 guys, they're messing up the game. Hey, Mike, get down here. I got 3 guys over here. I think I need to escort them out. I'm about to get them together and meet me at the door real quick. You can meet me at the door. All right. And it would have went the same way. They'd have pushed him. He'd have pushed them, right? But he'd have had somebody there to keep him from being attacked by 3 separate guys. Even if it was a 1-on-1, even if it was a 2-on-1, it wouldn't have been 3-on-1. He would have gave himself a better chance. But he's a big, swole, tough guy. See, tough guys don't last because you ain't bulletproof. Even though no bullets were flying here, bullets are flying in the streets. Don't think you're bulletproof. Don't think because you go to the gym, you work out, you got muscles, that you're bulletproof and that you can handle people, man. Don't think that. Don't think you can put your hands on people and not have repercussions. See, the only reason the police get away with what they get away with is because they have a badge and a gun. See, if that police officer didn't have that badge and that gun, he wouldn't be so tough. See, police officers know if the crime rate is high, the budget is high. If the crime rate is low, the budget is low. So police officers toe the line between arresting criminals and harassing citizens. I'm going to say that again. Allegedly, police toe the line with arresting criminals and harassing citizens. It's a fine line because almost anything you do, you can be violated for. If a police officer pulls you over and he suspects you of being armed and dangerous, he can arrest you without cause or warning. Especially if you have a felony already, right? If you're already a felon, or if you're being aggressive with the cop, or even if he says you're being aggressive with him and you're really not being aggressive, but he says you're being aggressive, he can arrest you. You know, they make violations, and the thing about it, to me, Obama made them all wear body cams, right? They passed it, they have to wear body cams. So once the body cam footage goes back to the precinct, it's policy for them to protect officers. So you might have a 13-minute clip of your loved one being killed, but there may be a section for like 26 seconds or 30 seconds of that video. 30 seconds of that video is missing. Now the police submit to you and your lawyer in your discovery a 13-minute video that your loved one may have been killed in, allegedly. And after you watch the video, you don't see where they killed your cousin at or they killed your loved one at. All you see is the altercation, cut, and the ending. Your loved one passed away, deceased. Because they get to go back to their offices and take that little 30-second clip and remove that 30-second clip and give you back an alternate version of what happened and tell you that it was policy for them to protect their officers. But when in actuality, they went and got their story straight. You see what I'm saying? They went and got their story straight because in Training Day, the movie Training Day with Denzel Washington, is not what you can. Hold on, what did he say? I'm messing up. He said, but at the end of the day, he said, it's what you can prove. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. That's true in every police department. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. So your loved one may have lost their life, but the policy prevented you from seeing that 30-second part of the footage. And security guard should have never put his hands on them guys. Should have never touched them. You know, he should have never touched them because he was outnumbered. When I threw the guy at the bar, it was 1-on-1. The guy was from out of town. I'll give you a little backstory on the incident to bring it on home. So it was a college football game. Well, it was a college football Saturday during college football season. And I was working at this bar that, you know, always shows all the games, supports the team fully. And this guy was from out of town. He was from the opposing team that the home team was playing. So he was literally by himself. He was by himself from out of town and, you know, had a little few 2-minute to drink. And he got thrown out, you know, and by no fault of his own, it was a bad situation. You know, I've already was given orders, you know. Me personally, I wouldn't have put him out. I would have maybe sent him to the patio or sat him in a section. You know what I'm saying? I would have done something alternate. But I was already given instructions before my shift even started. Before my shift started, I was already given instructions. So I had to follow the letter of the law at that point. Now, was it justifiable? Yeah. Could it have went another way? Definitely could have went another way, but it wasn't up to me. And a lot of times, Caucasians don't put blacks in position. Even though I was the manager, I was a supervisor on the shift, but Caucasians don't put blacks in positions over other people. Now, mind you, the company that I worked for was a white company. Was definitely a white company. But the guy had a black girlfriend and all black crew. He had a few white guys. He had a few, like 3 white guys and 13 black guys. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty much a black crew. And I enjoyed my time working there. Still do security to this day. Would not mind it because I know what I charge at this point. It's better now because I can charge what I want. Back then, I just needed a job. And so I was working for minimum wage. But I would never put my life in danger for no minimum wage. For no wage. It's just not worth it, It's worth more to me to not lose my life than it is to risk my life. This guy basically lost his life for a $12 an hour job for nothing. His family's upset. The other guys, they scrambling probably, allegedly, they're scrambling to get money for a lawyer because they're all on camera. I mean, it's definitely all on camera. The guy, the victim's family said, the police didn't tell them anything. They saw it on YouTube. So they had to go to them like, hey man, look, this is what we need. We need answers. Oh, we'll get to you. The police, man, they just I'm gonna just say this. Allegedly, I'm gonna say this. If I was a racist, right? Allegedly, if I was a racist and I was a police officer, would it benefit me to do a good job, or would it benefit me to serve a certain group of people if I was a racist? See, racists are not, these are not the Emmett Till racists. See, in the early 1900s, all the way up until now, but in the early 1900s, the racists were not in the closet. They had on hoods and sheets. And they were going around raping and killing women. I know this platform doesn't like that word, but I'm going to tell it how it is. They were going around doing the do, or they were going around pillaging and plundering certain people. So times change, laws change, things change. So they had to adapt. The racists had to adapt. And that's exactly what they did. They took their hoods off. They took the robes off. And they put on their suits. They put on their uniforms. They put on their other robes and picked up them gavels. And you have so many incidents where police officers are tampering with evidence, illegal wiretaps. You had one incident upstate where there was this weird ass, sick ass, demented cops, plural, that were raping men. Now I'm gonna say them, look you right in your eyes and say that. You sick, sadistic fuck. You were raping men in exchange for whatever. That's baloney. That's bullshit. You're gonna have to kill me, nigga. Yeah, you're gonna have to kill me. I didn't mean to get animated. You know what I'm saying? This live is kind of a clean live for me, even though I just did all that cussing. For certain comments and certain remarks that you make, you can be labeled anti-Semitic. But I have a problem with the term anti-Semitic. I'm not going to get into it right now. I'm going to do a whole live on anti-Semitic. I'm going to do a whole live on it. And I'm going to strictly talk about anti-Semitic. I'm going to talk about the people who were labeled anti-Semitic. I'm going to talk about what anti-Semitic means. I'm going to talk about, how you become anti-Semitic. What was it all? I'm going to talk about the whole thing. Now, somebody came in the chat, and I'm pretty sure you're a troll. Like, I'm most definitely sure you're a troll. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to remove you. Yes. Get out of here. Bye. See, over here, you come over here talking crazy, you get murdered. You get murdered. Yeah, I'm talking YouTube murder. You come over here and you will get YouTube murdered. You come in my chat and you say any type of troll, anything. You know what I'm saying? You come in here causing problems. You can be timed out, but I'm going to murder you. Murder you means hide you from my channel, block you. Now you got to go make another page and come back again. Try it again. And if you say the same thing, if you do the same thing, if I recognize you, I'm going to murder you again. So you're going to have to just continue to make as many pages as YouTube will allow you. And, just to come back and say something illegitimate on my channel, because I am going to murder you. Once again, you're not bulletproof. You can't go around boasting and bragging and just treating people any kind of way. It's not going to work out for you. This is the South. You will be murdered in the South. I'm going to go ahead and tell you now. It's not even for discussion. You'll get murdered. Strictly. Shit, it ain't no game, man. It ain't no game. I'm definitely not going to let you come in my chat and play with me like that. I'm going to murder you first. And ask questions last. Funny story right quick. I was talking to my dad, and he was just going over some stuff, back from his childhood. And he was telling me, man, he was like, man, when we was young, we used to tell the guys, if a guy come to your room and steal something and you kill him, when the police get there, you tell the police you were shooting at your stuff. So a guy come in your room, breaking that, steal your TV, steal your radio, steal your record player, steal your CD player, steal your MP3, whatever he come in there and steal, you shooting at your CD player. You're not shooting at him. He got hit. You trying to figure out why your CD player leaving your room. Why is my album player leaving my room? I don't know. It don't got no legs. Why is it walking away? So I wasn't shooting at him, officer. I was shooting at my record player. And then you let them sort that out. Okay? You just let them sort that out. You go home, or you go to your cell, or you go wherever you got to go, because no one asked you to steal. No one asked you to steal. No one asked you to do that. And it's sad, but this guy did not have to lose his life for a $12 an hour job. He didn't. He did not have to lose his life for $12 an hour, man. I mean, when you in these jobs and you want to be top flight security of the world, and you want to be, you want to be all that you can be, you know what I'm saying? This ain't the army, bro. This is the streets. You will get murdered. In the streets, you will get murdered. It's not a game, people. It's not a game. You will be murdered. These are the last days. This is why people are going so crazy, because we're living in the last days. We're walking in the last days. You understand me? These people that are doing all of these crimes, that are committing all of these crimes, heinous crimes, have no regard for human life. They're being led by an evil entity, a demon entity named Satan. And some of them don't even realize they're being led by Satan. They're just living a corrupt life, not knowing and thinking that, hey, something deep down in me don't really want to do this. They're allowing that evilness to come out and say, hey, let's go shoot up this spot. I mean, random acts of violence, bro. Random acts of violence that is really uncalled for, unwarranted, and unwanted in this society. We don't want this. So we have to go to a society where we police ourselves. We don't need the police because natural law will prevent us from using the police. The police was an organization formed to catch slaves. Let's say it again. The police is an organization, allegedly. I say allegedly. The police is an organization formed to catch slaves. Now, the job title has changed from then to now, but in its original form, we gonna catch us a nigga. Can't make this shit up. For instance, everybody in here knows about slavery. We know what happened. We know, slaves ran away. Slaves were brought back. Now, let's talk about that for 1 second. The slaves that were brought back, and then I'm gonna get up out of here. The women, let's say, for instance, a pregnant slave was running from her oppressors. She gets caught, they drag her back, cut open her stomach, kill her unborn fetus right there in front of her, slit her throat, and let everybody watch. This is the psychology that the slave masters were doing to the slaves. So if you think about that thing for a second, I got to watch another brother or sister bleed to death. I just saw them cut her stomach open, and now all of her intestines are hanging everywhere, and they're stomping her baby, snatched it off the umbilical cord, didn't cut it, snatched it off, killed the baby, stomped the baby right out, and slit her throat. Now this is gruesome. This is all the above, but this is true. That's why foundational Black Americans, we don't run. We don't run. We don't flee our country because of poverty. We don't flee our country because of starvation. We don't flee our country because of oppression. You know why? Because we fight. See, we the only race of people on the planet that fight white supremacy. Damn near 98% of the rest of y'all have submitted. And y'all come over here to America and y'all want to eat off of what foundational Black Americans have built. You want to leave your poor ass country and come over here to America and eat off of what we built. See? Now it gets deep. It gets deeper than that. Because all these third world countries, these people send their loved ones over here, right? And they become coons and bed wenches because they want to join into white society. Because in their country, the white folks are the top class. So you got to go, just type in Google. Just go to Google and type in anywhere in Africa or any of these third world countries. Anybody you see on TV, Haiti, any of them, anyone that you see on TV talking shit about Americans, type in their country and look at the people falling out in the damn street from starvation, falling out in the street, drinking out of streams, drinking parasitic water unclean. Just type it in on your Google and you will see. You will see how they really living. But they want to say, hey, you don't have to date. Oh my God. The woman's sphere and the manosphere, Those are jokes. The woman's sphere and the man's sphere are a joke to me. They're a joke to me. Because a lot of the shit they say is good shit, but a lot of that shit don't apply. A lot of that shit don't apply, man. You know, it's a group of men out here like myself. Athletic background. I get to do what I want. I mean, go to the gym, work on my health, I pray, and my energy is positive. So when I meet people and I see people, it's all love, man. You know, it's rare that I get hate from people, but I do, but it's rare. Which I know how to deal with the hate too. God has prepared me for that. God didn't say he wouldn't remove your enemies. God said he would prepare a table in the midst of your enemies. So he can allow your enemy to see you win. We'll kill him later, but right now he got to watch this win. We need these views. So that's why foundational Black Americans, we're not going to run from no challenge. We're not going to run from no oppressor. We're not going to run from no racism. We're not going to run from no slavery. We're not going to run from no police. We're going to handle our business. And business get handled. So, you know, all y'all coming from bumfuck, wherever the fuck y'all from, I wish you the best. You know, they've opened the country up. They're allowing you guys to come over here and eat off of what we built. As long as you know how to tap dance and keep your hand out for that hot butter biscuit. As long as you keep your hand out for that hot butter biscuit and you goddamn cooning it up, man, they got you. They got you. But the minute you jump off coal and you get on coal with Black people and we start to build, that's the problem. That's the problem right there. When you go to help other brothers and sisters out, that's a problem. And we have to normalize helping each other out. We have to normalize, hey, you okay? You know, when somebody calls you or when somebody reaches out to you and, you know, they may be frustrated or they may be going through something, you have to take a minute if you can. If you can't, then, you know, this doesn't apply to you. But if someone reaches out to you and you can't get back with them, get back with them when you can. But if you can get with them, reach back to that person and ask that person, hey, man, are you okay? Are you doing all right? How's your mama and them? You know what I'm talking about? See, I'm from the South. You know, we ask you how your mama and them doing, you know, because usually most of us have older parents. And, you know, the old folk want you to come check on them, man. You know, they feel like, you know, we done had these babies and we don't even see them no more. They done got grown and they living their life. They done went to college and, you know, got their computer science degree and got their engineer degree. And we just don't see them no more till the holidays. That's why holidays are so big with older folks. But that's a pagan religion. That's paganism, you know. There's only one God, the universal God that sees all, sits high, looks low. Alpha and Omega. You feel me? All this other stuff, it ain't for you, man. Find your purpose. Pray to God. I'm going to show you how to pray right now. Just watch me. Open your hands up. Don't do this no more. Right? We done with that. Old media, you're done. You're done. So take your hands, separate them. You can either keep them maybe a little bit wider than your shoulder. Hold on, let me show you. Hold on. Okay. So you can do it here, or you can just rest your hands down at your side, right? And you want to look up and you want to calm yourself and you want to just meditate. Thank God. Give God all the honor and the praise. And you do that periodically throughout your day, 3, 4, 5 times. however many times you are allowed, because we all working jobs and got things to do, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, I like to get on here and I like to, get my shit off. And I'm learning more and more as I go. Even though that's my song that we playing at the beginning of the video, I'm hearing for monetization purposes because the song is monetized. So every time the song gets spun, we get a percentage. So with us getting a percentage from the song, it gives us a strike on the page. So I had to figure out something else. I love that song. I got to figure out something else. But I'm learning, and I ain't the type that like to go slow. Whoever said progress was a slow process wasn't talking about me. Okay, I'm a PIMP. You did, but I ain't pimping nothing but myself right now. I'm a hustler. I just want you to know it ain't where I've been. It's where I'm about to go. So that's all I got for y'all today, man. Don't risk your life for no minimum wage job. Don't risk your life for your job, period, brothers. Don't do it. It ain't worth it. It's not worth it. The job is not worth it. Live your life. Find your purpose. Serve God. Every day I wake up, I tell somebody about God. Every day. Every day is one of my main subjects that come out of my mouth. God. So if I had to take out this sword and cut heads off and wipe you down with this truth, so be it. But one more thing, old media, you're done. We're not listening to you guys anymore. You're lying, you're done. Okay, you're done. We're getting our news, you're done. All right. The internet, you're done. Not the internet, but the news that you're done. Get your ass out of here, buddy. You're done. That's all I got for y'all today, man. Stay safe or be dangerous. It's the only way to live. You will not live no other way. You will perish. You will be murdered. The streets are serious. You're not bulletproof.